I would like to hand over to Adam now. I'm also getting a call from our AV guy, so I'm going to take that, and you guys do it without me. I need the bathroom. Let's say that.
Oh no! Don't leave us.
No, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Thanks, Oobah. It's nice to know you so much. Adam's talking. That's enough to go take a shit. That's what my mom said. Not even me. That's like typical Paso.
Holiday.
I'm Adam Richman. Florence has person. I do TV, drama TV, sports food TV. I don't know, there's TV and food somewhere in there. I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I was in London filming for Dave Channel I'm a quarter English and totally copped to like ridiculous ecophilia. That's why like being in here with Matt was freaking me right the fuck out.
Oh, I'm a fan of your shows. And has anybody made the joke yet that you should be doing a show called Man versus No Food?
No. You bring the big boy on that one.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That you on any level know I exist.
Oh, what?
No, like it was funny. I was talking about with Oobah. You said you were in it. I'm like, you can't just like casually mention it. Like, you made Little Britain. That's like saying you worked on the Bible. Like, dabbled in the Bible. Anyway, I finally had a. This is epic gap. Feel free to weigh in. There was one.
Yeah.
Flat. It's like a top boy. I keep hearing yard and gap. I was like, alternative. I was in Camden when it all kind of kicked off, and then I had half a day when Trump closed.
Just talk me through it now.
My mom's she just had surgery at the beginning of January, so if I wanted a chance to get back before he closed the border, I rushed. So my quarantine, I'm with you, love. I don't know if I don't know if I necessarily have established one yet. It's very like Howard Hughesy existence. Whatever I get, I sterilize before I bring it into the house. I have designated outside pants, outside shoes, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to wear this ridiculous dressing gown I bought in London because you can't really rock it too much doing what. Not good for chili stain. But I'm blessed to have a garden in Brooklyn, like a backyard. So just trying to get out there, and I just ordered a recumbent bike to be delivered this week. So hopefully, while Netflixing and chilling with myself. That doesn't mean masturbation.
I heard that
it should, but I was thinking about that this morning, not while masturbating again. Oh my god, everybody is just home alone. There's gonna be a baby boom when this thing is over, the likes of which.
Oh man.
I heard that what's everybody's favorite piece of like coronavirus misinformation so far? Because I heard one of the things that I keep on hearing is that drinking water cures coronavirus frequently, which is great, but clearly not true. I heard that wanking is again something that cures coronavirus.
I'm cured.
Adam's cured them.
Immune. Lifetime immunity.
To women.
But what's everybody's
to my charms.
Tito's vodka had to put out a statement stating that their vodka didn't cure, like it's not Purell basically. It doesn't have enough alcohol.
I saw that.
Clean your hands. So a lot of people apparently were making their own hand sanitizer with Tito's vodka, and they had to formally put out a statement saying, no, we don't have enough. You need 60% proof alcohol. We are over.
Weren't people in the Middle East drinking rum?
They know that's my drink. So I was like, oh.
Okay, what about...
We haven't all introduced ourselves yet, and I feel bad. I feel like I'm being like.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was my fault. Maggie, do you wanna go up next? Want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Maggie Wheeler. So happy to have a reason to get dressed and set the table. And I'm in Los Angeles, and I'm an actress, and I'm a choir director, which is not something that everybody knows about me. But I'm here hunkered down with my husband and my almost 20-year-old daughter. And so what is the quarantine? I will say that I had the best laid plans about exercising every day, and I'm just going to do that since I don't move my butt frequently. And so I grabbed all the videos, all the DVDs, all the exercise equipment I had shoved in all the corners, and I thought, okay, here every day I'll do something new. And on the second day, I rolled over from my back to my front on the yoga mat and did something heinous to my ribs, and I feel like getting up and getting down from the chair. But that's been my big exercise. Okay, I'm moving. Anyway,
Oh God.
it's very dangerous exercise in the house. I don't recommend it. But we're cooking a lot. We're doing some serious spring cleaning. All the stuff there's never enough time to do. And also I do direct this large non-audition community choir. So keeping the choir alive on Zoom and setting up to do a larger community sing that invites people from outside of the state and from various places to join us.
And
Nice.
Wow. And you're doing it remotely.
I'm doing it remotely on Zoom. And it's would that we had the technology currently for people to actually sing at the same time and hear each other. We don't have that. So it's a very strange way to use the technology, but I use recordings that have that I've made that have all the parts there. So when people are singing with me, they're hearing more than just one voice. They're hearing many that are coming out of a recording. So I hope that the experience on the other end is, akin to being with more than one human being. But really just, it's like this, just seeing everybody's faces and having a chance to talk to other people and hear them and see them means a lot.
Do you think that are you worried about the coronavirus, Maggie?
Yeah, I am worried about the coronavirus. I mean, I'm inside. I've been, my daughter, my almost 20-year-old just came back from Italy. So we were kind of white knuckling it all, right up into that same moment, Adam, when Trump announced the travel ban. And I was sitting here trying to figure out how to set up my Zoom account when my sister texted me from New York City and said, hey, you better get her on a plane. And at that point, the shit had already hit the fan, and she had made a reservation to finally come home, but it wasn't for several days. So I called her in Italy and I said, hey, change your reservation now. I'll come home tomorrow. So it was just a big drama to get her home, but we were quarantined right away because she'd been in Italy. So I feel like we got a little jump on the quarantine experience before everybody else had to lock down. And so we're still in that 14-day
Wow.
period. So far.
The airports are like so crazy that they weren't even organized, and they kept everybody really close quarters in those lines.
Yeah.
Like Heathrow, I saw, those water coolers they have in an office? I saw someone put a baby in one. But they had cut it for their baby's shoulders and taped it around them like a baby terrarium at Heathrow. And because luckily I hadn't been to the Schengen area, I guess the contiguous European area, because if you'd been there, you had secondary and tertiary screening once you got to New York.
Right. Yeah, we were lucky. She got in kind of early.
I had to get back from Chicago. I went over there to shoot a TV pilot, and I was for less than 48 hours, and I was shocked once I was in the airport at how close everybody was together.
Yeah.
I haven't said hello yet, by the way.
Yeah.
Hello.
I was just going to bring us on to our last guest is the mystery guest, and so we're all.
Oh my God, it's like, ooh, okay.
So we're all very worried about the coronavirus. It's an unknown entity, and it's very frightening. But our last guest, well, you've had the coronavirus, haven't you?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Clara. I'm living in Germany, and I was working at a ski resort last week in Austria. So they decided to close the borders to Germany and pretty much everywhere else. There were a lot of Danish people working with me, so Denmark decided to close the border first. So everyone had to go home in 48 hours. And so I was there with my cousins, so we decided to come back to Germany really quick. got the flights and everything, and we arrived on Monday, like 1 week ago. So as soon as I arrived, since I was coming from a risk area, I had to get tested, and I had some symptoms, but like not fever, just a normal flu, I guess. So I had to go to a like hospital in Bonn, the city my mom lives in, and yeah, so we had to do a test there. I had to like cough on the face of the like people attending to me, which was yeah, kind of weird. And yeah, we could only go into the building like one person at a time. So yeah, I came back home and I really didn't think I had it because I didn't have any fever, and it was like such a huge deal about the fever. And 2 days later, my test results came back positive, and yeah, like I also started like not being able to taste anything, so I can't taste anything nor smell anything till now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm isolated in my room. Yeah.
And since since you've known that you have,
Sorry.
how long has it been since you found out that you were positive?
They told us on Thursday. Yeah. So my quarantine officially started Thursday, even though I've been home for longer than that.
Are they giving
But
you
yeah.
any type of medications? Any specific medications?
No. They haven't. They only told me to stay home because for me, it's not actually a risk. It is, of course, if I infect someone else. Yeah, which sucks because like I'm living with my mom now, and I really hope I don't pass it on to her. So I'm staying in my room. And yeah.
Wow. Are we some of the first sort of people that you've spoken to largely over the past week or so?
Oh well, I've FaceTimed a lot, but
good.
yeah, it's but
It's the first dinner party.
dinner party in Fahrenheit. No, it's
Okay.
nice. Like I texted before, I really can't taste anything, but yeah, like, I mean, the company is so good, right?
But otherwise, you've had cheers. Thanks.
Oh yeah,
Cheers. To
Staying
Gesundheit.
well.
Yeah, there you go. Tastes like grandma.
That's odd.
But
Grandma's tough.
yeah. So well, that's good to know that you're feeling generally okay in yourself and everything like that. Apart from the taste.
yeah. Apart from the taste, I feel like I just had a flu, and not even a bad one. I had like way worse situations than that when I had a cold. So I was pretty fine.
Like a sore throat? Are you coughing a lot? Are you sneezing?
Yeah, well, at the beginning I was coughing a lot, and I did have a bit of a sore throat, but not that bad. And yeah, my nose was like really
Congested?
oh yeah, that's the word. Thank you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else.
Can you confirm or deny something? Because there was that first email that went around, and then immediately there was a slew of emails debunking it. They said that if you have a dry cough, it's corona, but if you're bringing stuff up, it's not.
That's not true for me. My cough was not dry. I had like a wet cough like from the beginning. Yeah, which is also like my normal. When I went to the doctor here, like they also gave me antibiotics, but it could also be like they told me it could also be like the coronavirus mixed with something else, like some bacteria or like yeah.
All right. Well, I'm really glad that we're able to keep you company and have some dinner and drinks with you tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite.
No, thank you.
Surprise, but, yeah.
Seriously.
We're honored to have you.
Right. So I think it'd be nice maybe to maybe just let's pass around a nice question, and I want to ask you all like, what is something that if you think of, that's something that you've done in the past that if you think of it makes you wince with embarrassment? So something which is like so viscerally embarrassing to you that you've done in the past that it makes you wince. And I think Maggie, you were looking immediately, you nodded, so let's let Maggie take the...
No, I mean, there's one experience from my childhood which is seared in my memory.
Please.
It was the last day of day camp. I don't remember how little I was. I probably was I think I was 7. And and the bus was leaving, and I had all I'd been going to day camp for however many weeks in the summer, and we had cubbies and our lockers, and they were all filled with our art projects and all the stuff that we had made. And so it was the last day, and I was gathering everything out of my locker, and somebody screamed that the bus was leaving. And I ran outside to the bus with all of my stuff in my arms, including my pants, which I didn't know I was holding until I was standing at the top of the hill in my underwear. And this girl looked up from the bottom of the hill and she said, "I think you forgot something." And I was so panicked that I was going to leave my art projects and my everything. I had piles of shit in my hands. And I just looked down and I had no pants on. So that was at age 7. That lives with me forever.
Right. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in New York City.
Okay.
But
so
we
it's
went
good
out
that
to
it's not like there would have been too many people
and,
around.
the day camp was in Long Island.
Right. Okay.
Hellacious. I also drank some horrible Kool-Aid that made me throw up in the driveway. But but the pantsless run for the last bus.
Yeah.
You get that?
That's pretty horrendous.
Whenever I'm rushing for any form of transportation, I always check to make sure I have pants on.
Well, yeah. Great. Right. Okay. So let's go, Adam. Adam, what are you?
How much time you got, man? I don't know, age like 16 to 26, like good, just giant cringe. I was just thinking, oh man, because I think in New York you go through different phases. Like I had a real hardcore b-boy phase, because I was a white kid growing up in a very predominantly black neighborhood, and it was the Starrett City houses. So I was exposed to hip hop real early, but then I was going to yeshiva with a bunch of Jewish kids, and so already like looking back at myself, looking like MC such and such around like Shmuel and like Rivka, and I'm over there like, yo, what's good, fam, And then like I got a Stratocaster and went into like an emo phase kind of, and I was really into Morrissey and the Smiths, and I had a crystal and shit. But I think I was giggling. I wasn't expecting to be called on by the teacher so soon. I wrote this love song for this girl I was dating, and I remember I recorded it on my mom's.
Do you remember any of it?
Boombox.
Do you remember any of it?
It was fucking terrible, man. And I just remember I was thinking about it and passionately playing in my mom's kitchen. Yeah, I hope if that tape ever gets found, like I'm ruined.
Can you sing any of it for us?
I remember one of my very ham-fisted lyrics. That's why I was giggling. Oh,
please.
Man. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't get high before this or something. Like, oh, the edible hit. I'm just kidding. In life's grand collage, fate becomes the sabotage. The best that we can learn to do is something and be our own shelter. What the fuck is that?
So poetic, Adam.
I think shortly thereafter she took out a restraining order. It was like, keep taking away from me. Oh my god, I hate myself.
I really like that. I hope that she's still got it, because what was her name? Can we have name, address? Can we get?
Her name is Nancy Belson. I don't know where she lives now, but Nancy, please don't ever convert it from cassette. Yes, it's on cassette.
You're good.
Mixtape God, fam. Mixtape God.
I love it. Clara, how about you?
Well, if I think about it, there was a time I lived in Brazil till 2015, and my cousins from Germany once came to visit me, and we went to like a huge farm for the holidays for like 1 week or something, and there was this horse who was still kind of young, and my cousins were really bent up on trying to, like, they wanted to ride the horse like once, and yeah, and then they were like the whole week insisting if they could try it out one day, And then that they came, and the guy who took care of it came to us and he said, "Oh, all right, like today he's pretty calm. We can give it a try." And my cousins, like they have those crazy ideas and they just like shove it up on me. So I got to try it first. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened that day. I had to ride the horse first, and I did. And the horse, the first 10 meters were great. And then afterwards, it just went batshit crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I was on that horse and it was just like going 300 kilometers per hour and I could not hold myself on top of it. And then there was this huge fans coming up, right? And I was just like, fuck. So the horse, like all on its own, I didn't do shit. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even hold myself on top of it. It just like turned like 360 degrees, and I was just on top of it, like screaming my lungs out, and it just went directly back the way it came from. So it just went right in the direction of my cousins and my mom. My mom was standing there looking like horrified, and yeah, so it just went right back. And I was like, it was trying to go back into the horse stall, I guess, and the guy who took care of it had to like throw himself in front of the door so that it didn't go in with me inside. And yeah, that was bad.
It's pretty grim.
Really bad experience.
I'm into it. Was that worse? Was that better or worse than suffering from coronavirus? Sorry, I don't want to trivialize your suffering, but is that better? Yeah, don't worry about that question. It's crap. Let's move on. Matt, how about you? Let's hear from you. Let's hear what was the most embarrassing, a moment of embarrassment that makes you wince.
Well, it happened last summer. I went with my friend Rebel Wilson and a bunch of her friends to Disneyland just before the Star Wars land had opened, and Rebel had arranged a special dinner there. And we were going to get a preview on all the new Star Wars rides. And I didn't feel great that day, but I mean, you'd have to feel really bad to cancel a trip to Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
And I was living in LA, where I've recently sold my house there, but I was living there, and I didn't feel 100% great. It was a very hot day. Anyway, we arrived. And we walked quite a long way to get to, you park your car. It's quite a long walk through all the Disney shops before you can actually get into Disneyland. And then it's quite a long walk to Star Wars Land. And just before we arrived, I shat my pants. I obviously had gastroenteritis, but I don't think I had gastroenteritis. It feels like someone else's ass is shitting. Like it's like I'm eating, but it's like the worst. It wasn't like, oh, I can feel myself something terrible happening. I was just standing, and then I was like, something's happened in my pants. I'm sure. Anyway, I went to the toilet, and all of my clothes, the complete bottom half were destroyed. I mean, my underpants just couldn't really use them, and so I had to just go to them and put my jeans. And then I had to say to Rebel and her friends, I'm really sorry I've been sick, which I haven't been sick. I'm really sorry I've been sick. I'm actually going to have to go. And everyone was like, what? We just arrived. It took us 2 hours to drive here. It took us 45 minutes to walk to this ride. And you're leaving? And I was like, yeah, I just feel a bit sick. And everyone went, well, let's just sit down for 20 minutes. I was like, no. And then what happened was, I had to then sort of stand. So I didn't want to tell anyone that I just shat myself. So I had to sort of stand there. And then, like, just sort of wave by at them, and they were all just looking at me, like, for me to leave. And it was all like Rebel's parents, were very successful, kind of influencery people. And I was just stood there going, well, bye, have a great day, for ages. And then I kind of untucked my shirt so that it covered my backside of my jeans, because you can imagine. And so I walked through Disneyland, try and get to a car. It took about an hour because I couldn't find the way out. And then they came up to me going, oh my God, you're in Bridesmaids, can we get a selfie? And so I was like, selfies, people, while I was like actually That's really quality shit, like a lot. And then eventually I got an Uber back, and when I called the Uber, I was thinking, my God, I hope it's not like mock suede seats. It wasn't. and then I got home, and I washed my trousers, and I looked at them, and I had to wash them again, and then I just threw them away. And then the next night, I just went out for a walk and shot myself again. So it was really horrible.
That's horrible.
It didn't happen when I was like 9. It happened like 9 months ago when I was.
Oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever heard.
I can't.
It was horrible. And because I just thought to myself, what can I take away from this? And I thought, well, I'm probably the first person to shit themselves in the new Star Wars land. All I can take away from it, I'd probably hold that honour.
You're the first.
And if anybody at home thinks that they'd beat Matt to being the first person to shit themselves at Star Wars Land, at Disneyland, in the company of Rebel Wilson, then please comment, please.
And celebrities have bottoms too. That's what we learned from it.
There's your charity.
Everybody poops, Matt.
Yeah, it was really awful, and it's like I just wound the windows down in the car on the way back. I do not come out of this story very well. In fact, the only thing more embarrassing than that was the time I told this story on this podcast. Right?
Matt, the second time you shout yourself, was it because it was so soon after the first time? Was it normalised, and were you fine with it by that point?
Yeah.
You were like,
I went out.
This
happens.
It's questions like that are the vice journalistic difference.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was just going brighter, so it's not part of my daily routine.
Right.
It just happened.
It's not part of the quarantine routine then.
No. What the shit? Toilet paper.
God.
Yes, that's true. That is weird. Why is toilet paper the thing that is like flying off the shelves? Seriously, it's not the thing that I would like. I'll just go in the shower, or you know what I mean, like.
A whole continent are losing water. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd sooner like have like I don't know, run out of toilet roll than like baked beans or bread or something like that. There you go.
Medicine.
Early days of the toilet paper run, I went to a CVS, a drugstore here, thinking, well, I got a few things that I should probably get, and I'll just grab some paper because for sure CVS will have toilet paper. And so I walk into the big drugstore. I took a photograph of it. And of course, like all of these shelves that you see, they're absolutely empty. But at the top, there are several rolls of like one-ply Scott toilet paper and one other off-label brand. And I thought, okay, people really need toilet paper, but not so much that they're going to buy, the off-brand brand. Like, I don't need it that badly. If I can't have the Charmin, I don't want it. That's all I got was the top shelf.
You're a Charmin girl. I'm a Scott girl. Charmin is.
But do you guys mess with the wet wipes? Do you come in like go dry wet dry vibes?
Dry wet dry.
I can.
It shows the like efficacy of an ad campaign with a British person. They did a thing for like Cottonelle wet wipes, and they were like pretend it's like she's like naturally very like Kensington, SW1 kind of clean alley every time, just like Berlin. Right?
Yes, you never know when you might have to introduce someone to your bottom.
As often as possible.
Yeah.
I think that like.
What is the thing you guys stocked up on?
What?
What did you guys stock up on?
I did buy toilet paper, but I didn't go as crazy as everyone else did. I actually stole some from this vice office. And why not? So I took a couple from there. I had at home, but most food. I got food. Just food.
Yeah, we did too. I think I stocked up food items.
Yeah, I just got a ton of yeah, like I was like regressed to childhood form, like just tins and tins of tin tomatoes, tin beans, and fucking bread, and like beer, and yeah, nothing interesting. No toilet roll. Wished I'd got some though.
Well, I got a whole bunch of tampons.
Sorry, what did you say, Dee?
I got a whole bunch of tampons.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for us. Who knows how long we're gonna be in here?
Yeah.
Yep, good point.
No.
Dee, I didn't ask you about your wince-worthy, embarrassing moment. Can I hear that, please?
I was hoping that you guys like completely
We moved on. Toilet paper.
my biggest one is so embarrassing that I can't even share it. But my second
Well, hang on a minute.
Come on.
Hang on a minute. I just shared shit with myself in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you something.
We
It's
can't
so
share.
embarrassing too. It's the worst. But okay, so in Spanish there's a thing called vergüenza, right? Which means you don't have embarrassment. And I'm kind of that person. I don't care. Nothing really embarrasses me. I've gone through many embarrassing things, but I don't really care. But this one thing really does haunt me. Like I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, like sweat thinking about this shit. But when I was like 16, I remember there's layers to it. When I was 16, I bought a Victoria's Secret push-up bra. I love this bra. This bra was so good, and then my tits are cute, amazing, whatever. And I wore it almost every day. And around this time, I remember it was like the summertime. It was super hot, very humid. It was super humid in New York City. And I was dating this guy, and I would go see him. I was like seeing him. We were 16, we were young. And we would go to the apartment, we'd make out, and do things. And I remember we went to second base. And one day, he was like, right? So, I don't know if this is good or whatever, right? So we went to second base, and he sucked on my tip. And we were making out, this is fun. We were making, and randomly, I grabbed his stuff, like we were just being frisky. And randomly out of nowhere, like we're making out, and there's like this weird, like garlicky taste in my mouth. And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, I don't know. And I just couldn't like understand what that was, and it completely threw me off. And I laughed because I was like, what the fuck was that? Like it was like a and I was looking at him like, ew, So I went home, whatever, and then like a couple days passed. I remember again, I'm like dancing in my bedroom. I have like my little bra on, and I like did a swirl, and I got like a whiff of something, and it was like a whiff of what I tasted. So I put two and two together.
Oh.
And what?
Your bra.
My bra, I was young. I didn't know. I was young. First of all, I'm not a sweater. I don't sweat often. That's a problem that I have. I was wearing this bra every day.
Dee, I don't.
And I was making out with this guy.
Dee,
and we went to second base.
Oh my god.
And it was basically like my titties smell like underarms, like armpits.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
there
your
was
titty smell was in his mouth.
That's
there
why
was a bra.
Sorry, I just got reception.
Victoria's Secret made a bra, a push-up bra, that also had like some kind of gel or liquid or something in the bra. And I had one of those for a while, and then all of a sudden, like one day, I picked it up to put it on. I'm like, how come it doesn't? This side feels like heavier than that side, and I realized the thing had leaked. It popped and it leaked. I wonder if your bra had like a gel implant.
no, it was this human thing.
Human.
It was just me. I was 16 years old, and I shower every day. Don't get me wrong, but like I was wearing that bra every day, bro. Like it made my titties look good. And to this day, like it really does embarrass me because I really like this guy, and he liked me too, and I never understood why we never like got together. And then after that happened, I was like, oh shit, like he thinks of me as a bitch with stinky titties. So to this day, it bothers me that there's someone out there who thinks I stink and that I have stinky titties.
I hope this finally settles the myth.
I hope he sees this.
Get the record
What's
straight.
small like garlic? Like,
Oh my God.
You know what?
Alright,
I shat myself, and I'm not the most discreet person here.
I am the most.
And that's what the apocalypse is all about.
What about you, Oobah? Oobah, you didn't tell us yours.
Yeah, wait, I'm gonna go get a drink.
I didn't actually. I don't know. I'm the host. See,
Oh.
I don't need to. No, I don't. I don't know if I've got a really interesting one. I'm similar to Dee in the way that I don't get that embarrassed that often, but certain things like really. There's a similar story that I had to Adam where I broke up with a girl by handing her a mixtape, which makes me like feel really, really, really horrible now. Like I feel like such a piece of. Like it had like the corniest, most awful shit on it. Like I had like a Pearl Jam song and like a Bob Dylan. Oh, like awful. But there's this one moment, and this. I'm trying to figure out like get to the heart of what my embarrassment is. But I definitely look, Matt. I've shat myself. I've shat myself on multiple occasions. I'm not trying to welsh out of that. I just.
I walked in on Jesus.
But I'm trying to. But that was when I was very young. I wasn't in my 30s. Wink. With Rebel Wilson. Yeah, I would say there's a moment where, oh God. I was kind of really bitching about. I really didn't like my brother's girlfriend at the time, and he was living at home with us, and I was like. Doing this impression of her to myself, and I was going like, blah, blah. I don't want to say the name because it's not fair. And I was like, because they'd written they used to write their names on things that they put in the fridge, and I'm from a big family, like I'm the youngest of 6, and like you just don't write your name on shit, like everything's fair game. But this kind of girl had come into the house, and like my brother and her were both behaving annoyingly, and I was like doing this impression of her, but I like had the fridge open. I was like picking stuff up and go like, "Fuck's sake!" I shut the fridge door and she was stood there, and it was like this like horrendous. She's such an awkward person that it was like this moment of just like, yeah, it still makes you feel really uncomfortable. See, not that interesting, but for me, really excruciatingly embarrassing.
Did you apologise?
No, I'm a coward, so. I pretended that that was just the way I was acting at the time, and it was nothing to do with her. So I was like, so horrendous. Yeah. So I'm sure everyone was bored by that one. So let's move on. I want to ask Maggie. I want to ask you what working with. You worked with Larry David twice. You worked with him in Seinfeld, obviously. He's like your hero. Like you work with him in as are you. You work with him in like Curb. I don't know. Is there like a Larry David story that you could tell that you feel like would, kind of paint just a nice little Larry David gem?
I mean, first of all, getting that Seinfeld episode was, it followed about 6 months or longer in Los Angeles where I had no I had a manager, I had no agent. My agent had dropped me. And so it was kind of the season of, this desert. And then I got that Seinfeld audition. And I went down to this kind of like a little hookah store, like down on Sunset Boulevard. And I went and I got myself this white suit for about $50. And I wore it to this audition for Seinfeld, and I got the job. And it was just such a great experience to work on that set. And in a way, that's what brought me back to comedy, because I had started in comedy, but then I made a film, and I was thinking, okay, now I'm going to be a serious actress, and I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. But anyway, it was that was just being back on that set, on that Seinfeld set, and seeing the rapport and seeing how much fun everybody had. I just thought, oh yeah, like this is what I love. This is how I started. This is what feeds me. So anyway, cut to, 25 years later. And that particular episode of Seinfeld that I did won an Emmy for Best Written Half Hour. And so
do you wanna
25
remind
years
people-
later.
Sorry, Maggie. Do you want to just quickly remind people of the episode, just quickly, just in case anyone doesn't remember?
Fix Up.
Yeah.
And Elaine fixes me up with George. And he keeps asking Jerry, like, well, what does she look like? Does she have this? Does she have that? Well, what's her hair like? Is it thick? If I put my hands in, can I get them out? I don't know. He's got all these questions he keeps asking. And meanwhile, I'm asking Elaine, like, well, what does he look like? Is he this? And she says something about him having not a lot of hair. And I'm like, he's bald. What do you mean? Is he bald? And she's like, well, he's kind of bald. Anyway, so we end up, screwing on some kitchen table using these faulty condoms that Kramer has given everybody, and then I think I'm pregnant with this baby. But anyway, it was a super fun episode. We had a great time.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
All those years later, it was I ended up having a chance to audition for Kermit, and the process of auditioning not quite like auditioning for other shows, so they really don't tell you anything. They kind of tell you, they give you one little sentence, one little piece of information, and the information I got, it was literally almost, it was on a little white strip of paper typed out, and it said, friend of Larry's, wife of Larry's golf friend, or something like that. And then it says LOL. I don't know. If you haven't seen that episode of Kurt, LOL. And it pisses Larry off. He doesn't think, it pisses my husband off. It pisses everybody off. So anyway,
I'm gonna tell Larry to say something to Larry, because Larry's always the one to tell people off. I've seen that one.
Exactly. So that was the audition scene, was literally a literal strip of paper. So I sat there in the waiting room with my literal strip of paper, and all I knew was that she says LOL. And at the time, my kids were teenagers, and they said LOL all the time. They also said some other shit. They said FML, which means fuck my life. If for anybody who doesn't know it, I'm sure everybody watching this knows what it means. But anyway, at the time, my kids had to tell me what it was. But I thought, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to use that. So anyway, I showed up. I went in. I hadn't seen Larry David in 20-something years. And so my initial impulse was to hug him. And I'm sure that somewhere it says, don't hug Larry David. It's probably parenthetically in whatever some non-disclosure thing you sign before you walk in the room. But anyway, I just I fumbled toward him to show my love, stepped on his foot, hugged him, thought, well, I fucked that up. That's not going to happen, And then, anyway, we had a great time. We improvised this crazy scene. Jeff Garland got up in the middle of it and started playing my husband. And, and the FML thing came in super handy, and I got the job. And then, but then I was kind of, I was pretty nervous to show up for that job because, unless you shot Curb, you haven't shot Curb, and you don't know what the rules are until you get there. So I was sitting in the makeup trailer, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope this goes well. And Larry came in and sat down next to me, and they were, powdering him or whatever. And he just said, top 5. And I said, what? And he said, top 5. And I said, top 5. I thought, I don't know what he's saying. And I don't know how many times I'm allowed to ask him what without seeming like a complete idiot. So I think I got to 3, and I said, top 5 what? I thought, okay, maybe I just need to get specific here. And he said, your Seinfeld episode, top 5.
Yeah.
So that was very cool. I didn't know that, but it's considered among the top 5 episodes of Seinfeld. So then I thought, okay, all right, maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll be okay. But anyway, the end of that story is that I had an incredible time working on that show. They're all hilarious. They make each other, Larry and Jeff make each other laugh hysterically, till their ribs are breaking every day. And I just thought, please never let me leave. I don't ever want to leave here. I just want to do this show till the end of time. But it doesn't work that way. You kind of come in.
How do they structure the scenes? Do they just tell you at the top, we want this to happen in the scene, and do they only tell your character certain things, or is it sort of understood we need the scene to end with you walking out the door? You know what I mean?
Larry has a roadmap that he's created. He knows what he wants to have happen. So he'll say, when you come in, walk here, stop and talk to him about this. After that, head over there and do that. And then when that's done, sit down on the couch. And so then we'll just do it. And everyone's got their assignment. And then, he'll scooch off and hang out with his writers and actually kind of tweak it and say, come back, and he'll come back and say, you know what, I liked what happened at point 1, but when you get to that guy, say this. Or, and so it just kind of keeps morphing and morphing like that until he gets what he wants. And it's incredibly fun.
That's awesome.
And Susie Essman is a riot.
Yeah.
Have we lost Matt, or is Matt just taking a break for a second?
Matt just got signed to another movie.
Yeah, he's
And Bridesmaids too, right?
Joe Rogan gave him a call and he said, fuck this thing.
Rebel Wilson said, I got us in for one more corona-free day.
Right? Disneyland 2.0.
That's right. Star Wars one more time.
But it is interesting how many adults, though, do have like a shit in their pants or pissing their pants story. Like accomplished people.
And and just moving on from there, Adam. I mean, I grew up still now, your shows are syndicated. Like wherever I go, like you'll put on you put on the TV and you're there and taking on some sort of challenge opposite like an insane something that like a gastroenteritis providing meal opposite you.
That had nothing to do with Matt's asshole. He did that.
You played the fifth, or whatever it is. But what was the toilet situation on the show, dude? Like how is your ass? Like, is it intact?
I mean, it's so crazy. Like how often I get asked by straight men about my asshole, about my what my bathroom habits are. Like, I'll never forget a girl I'm not kidding you at all, a girl I knew kind of tangentially, Matt's back!
Yay!
Sorry, I'm back.
No, I had a friend from college contact me. We're talking about shitting pants again. And Oobah wanted to know about my asshole, the status of my butt. Like some of the spice, so this girl from college that I had, I kind of a very cursory level friendship, because I'm sure anyone knows this, Maggie, and I'm sure you guys all know this. Everybody even knew that, this notion of the people who kind of knew you when suddenly come out of the woodwork when they start seeing you on television or see you on a website they know. And this girl out of nowhere messages me, said, saw you on the show, can't believe you eat all that. How much diarrhea have you had? And my buddy and I, while under the influence, we were like, how do I respond? And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why'd you ask? And we ultimately decided on, let's give her a metric measurement. and with a description of texture. And the thing is, the only things that are rough, my cameraman used to refer to it as hickory hole or ring sting after eating spicy stuff. And I found out at a pizza place in Boise, Idaho, called Flying Pie, if you eat a banana ahead of time, something about the potassium and the structure of the banana seals the capsicum, so you have a better exit strategy. That said, what's that?
Holy shit is what I said.
What if you shove a banana up your ass?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it feels like that's a merciful death. Is the only thing. I did a wing challenge at the now defunct Buffalo Cantina in Brooklyn, and I'm not with no hyperbole at all, called my former director Dan Kornfeld into the bathroom to hold my hand because I did not want to be like Lenny Bruce. I remember saying I don't want to be like Lenny Bruce.
Just quickly, Clara.
Bathroom floor.
You've spoken to the doctors, Clara. Do they advise that for contacting Corona, or should?
No, they didn't.
Okay, right. Sorry.
You're shooting yourself up, Williamsburg.
No holding hands, I believe. But if you're touching elbows and for support, is that also okay? I just wanted to.
Yeah. Well, to me, they just said don't go out of the house. So.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, for other people, they said 2 meters distance from each other should do it. But yeah.
Are you in Bonn now?
Sorry?
Are you in Bonn now?
Yeah, I'm in the Bonn. You know it.
Yeah, I do. I'm just curious. What's the situation like there? New York's devolved to some serious Lord of the Flies shit. So I was just curious to know how it is in Germany.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, the situation about the toilet paper we talked about before, like people here are also stocking up a lot of stuff. So at the supermarkets, they're saying that if you buy, for example, like 2 liters of milk, like if you buy 1 package of milk, you pay the normal price. If you buy 2, you gotta pay like 20 euros, so that people stop buying a lot of stuff at once.
Oh, it's terrible. And they
Yeah.
were in the US for being so capitalist. The US for being
Yeah, so they're doing that with like a lot of food and stuff like that. People are just buying all at once. So yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah, they're limiting here. They're limiting the amount of stuff that people can buy.
Really?
So if you can't buy more than 1 package of toilet paper. If there is toilet paper, they won't let you out of the store with it. And so it is happening.
Where though?
Yeah.
Where in New York are you?
I'm in Manhattan now. I'm in Washington Heights.
Oh, right.
But I
That's
haven't.
like
I mean, I haven't really stocked up like that.
the bodegas are like lifesaver.
I go every couple of days and I get some stuff, but I haven't bought like bulks. I haven't fought anyone for toilet paper. You know, I haven't really gone that hard yet. And it's in my apartment. I don't, live by myself, so it's not like maybe I shouldn't say that I'm not. I got promised I'm fucking nice, but no, like I haven't got that hard with a whole bunch of shit. So I didn't know that there was a limit. I didn't know it was happening.
I was wanting to so Matt, do you like matte? Do you prefer gloss or more of a gloss man or?
Say that again.
Do you like matte or do you more of a gloss man?
Very good.
Matt.
Okay, so that was. I was gonna say, who have you? See, I grew up watching Matt. I don't know anyone else here probably won't get it, but I grew up like addicted to a show named Shooting Stars, which is probably the most British comedy can get. I think the most purest essence of like Dadaist, bizarre comedy, and Matt was on that. It's like this. I don't even know how to. How would you sum it up, Matt? Like what for an American? Like what the fuck? Or a German? Like what?
It was a channel game show where 3 celebrities were on one team and 3 celebrities on the other team. But just answering questions. But it didn't really matter whether you got the answers right or wrong. And the 2 hosts were these brilliantly surreal comedians. I think the greatest. Definitely the greatest of their generation. And so it was just a very bizarre show. A little like slightly more accessible version of Tim and Eric or something like that. Yeah. Very surreal. But really funny. And it was the highest rating show on the channel. And there was filmed in front of an audience. And it was very it definitely broke the mainstream as well. So it was sort of it wasn't just it was a prime time popular show, very popular, yeah. And I was the score master. I was dressed as a baby and I played the drums. I mean, it was really bizarre. 25 years ago, we started doing that.
You turn your own face into a prop in a way, which I feel like Little Britain. I mean, I know Adam, you're a huge fan of Little Britain, and
the workout scene, that full bodysuit. With
the
dicks. Yeah. Jesus.
I mean, I guess the reason I brought up Shooting Stars was just that. Is there someone who now you've been able to work, Matt, like with so many, like kind of geniuses across so many different types of people, like, and I brought up like Shooting Stars at first because it's someone a type of comedy that I really relate to. Is there someone who you work with that you feel like that's kind of captured like? That most accurately kind of captures what you think the humor should be and like what you think is really funny, like what
you mean anyone sort of more recently that I think has sort of cut up. There's an amazing there's a stand-up comedian who's really loved, who hardly ever goes on TV, called Daniel Pitson, who I think is phenomenal. But who? Daniel Pitson. his name is, and you have to go and see him live, really. But I've worked with a brilliant comedian called Limmy, who is Scottish,
Yeah, he's great.
in a couple of shows that I've done. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's got a pretty strong Scottish accent, so it might be harder for. Oh, that's me. Sorry, I'll decline that. Sorry. It might be. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's FaceTime, isn't it? It might be harder for.
That is Joe Rogan, isn't it? Saying,
you understand him, but Limmy, Brian Lyman, and I think he is utterly brilliant.
I agree.
And something really authentic. Oh, you know his stuff, either.
Yeah, he's great. Like he's done tons of stuff on YouTube as well that you can just plug away and like just stuff with himself, the camera, and it's this. He does bizarrely. Yeah, and he did some stuff about like I remember him doing stuff about like the effects of. This doesn't sound that funny, but like anxiety medication and stuff like that I sent to my dad, which is interesting. But anyway, that's funny.
Yeah. I think he's excellent. And there's a double act called Max and Ivan, who they're much more mainstream, actually, their style. But they're just really charming and likable, and they really throw themselves into what they do, and I think that has a lot of value as well. You know, to just go for it. I like them. There's loads of great new comedy around. I'm never one of those people who sits there and goes, "Ooh, I don't like all the new comedy." I love it. You know, I've all that Dairy Girls and This Country and all that. It's great. You know, and I'm a fan like everyone else. Really. Fleabag, obviously. I'm probably not really surprising you. It's probably the same kind of shows that you like.
Yeah, okay. So I reckon maybe we should go into a weird one. So if everybody, so basically, so on your fingers you've got 5 fingers. If you could kind of have them all be kind of like beer tap kind of things, and you have a liquid that comes from either finger, like so for example, you could have your thumb, whatever you want it. You can make water come out of it. Like each finger has a different liquid. What would you have coming from each finger and why? Let's go with Adam first.
What? Oh shit. Well,
All right. Well, if
I
you
was filming in Salford, in your neck of the woods. Well, north of your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
With a brilliant young lady who's a home. She won BBC's Best Home Cook. Her name is Pippa. I think she's Pippa Eats on Instagram. She's the coolest. Just new mom, sweet little home in Salford. She gave me a bottle. She had come from the lab science world. It's called Virigel, and it's like an antiviral Purell, but it's called Antibac. So yeah, these days this finger is loaded with Virigel. Boy, you have to make sure in intimate moments you don't deploy the wrong finger, eh? I would say one of them's going to have sriracha.
So have you got that? Where is that going? Where is that going, Adam? Is that going on your thumb?
I like your idea of the thumb being water.
Okay, I got the thumb as water as well.
In case if I'm running, I can just sort of don't turn that into a gift, people.
What's everyone? What's everyone else got on their thumb? So we'll all do the thumb first. So Dee,
water, I'm saying the thumb.
I think water as well.
Yeah, water too.
There's a particular type of lubricant that I
Which
I'm
one?
leaving it there. I'm not saying, but it probably use that.
So it's already coming out of your thumb. It's like a good contact.
Yeah.
Maggie?
I thought about it.
This is why we've all got our thumbs up smiling.
Yeah.
Water.
Maggie?
Oh, I said water.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Clara,
I
you
agree.
said water too, right?
Yeah, water.
All right, and Matt, you went lubricant. Great.
Yes, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
Silicon based.
Silicon. Index finger, and don't make me go Matt first, because I know where he's going with that thing.
Caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's some white people shit. That's what I like.
That's
Damn. Not the Indian.
that's why is that white people shit?
And,
White people love Diet Coke. When I was I used to work at McDonald's. It was like it always sold out.
you're racial profiling right now, man. Like you're mad profiling right now. That's fucked up.
But it's true.
Stop and drink.
Stereotypes are true, okay?
That's Bloomberg's stop and drink policy right there. That's topical as fuck.
I love it.
Urogel, antiviral hand gel.
Hand gel. Ah.
Antiviral, antibacterial special hand gel.
Okay, D, where are you going?
Beer.
Which beer?
I like Modelo.
Modelo.
Shocking.
I
Oh,
think
no,
this-
you're
I
profiling.
am, totally.
Are you profiling Beverage food? Let me find out.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. You're right.
I
I'm
love
wrong for that. I'll pull up. My bad.
I love it. I think beer is a part of my culture.
That's my excuse too. Maggie, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to follow D.
Oh.
Beer.
I'll say, and Corona is the beer of choice.
Sorry.
I like it. Clara?
I'll go with Radler, which is like beer here in Germany mixed with lemonade.
Oh, that's good.
Like a
Yeah.
shandy.
That's good.
Who said girls don't drink beer?
Okay, right. This thing. Clara, you can go first with this one. Middle finger.
Tomato juice.
What was Matt's second one?
He went-
Coffee,
Diet
not
Coke.
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 We started with you. Sorry, it was so long ago. I forgot.
Matt's got
sure I can
lubricant and Diet Coke here, going caffeine free. So let's go the middle finger. What are you saying, Clara?
Tomato juice. That's what I said. Yeah,
Wow.
I'll go with that.
That's the most.
Attacked by skunks often, like
Well, I mean, it just tastes good, I guess. And
I don't
well,
want to tomato juice shame you.
I don't know.
I don't want to get
I can do a
cancelled for
lot
that.
Don't liquid shame her.
liquid shaming. The laws off my liquid.
Oh,
Don't liquid splain to me, okay? You're liquid splaining.
liquid bet you like, okay?
My liquid choices are woke as fuck right now. Here's my middle finger right here.
Oh.
Oh, sriracha.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Is that a liquid or a chunky substance?
I don't know. Like,
He's allowed that.
Something like this.
I'm gonna allow
Like
that. I'm
Okay.
allowing it.
Oh, that's liquid.
I'm allowing it.
What am I gonna do with this shit?
Matt?
Ah.
It's my own homemade chicken soup.
Ooh.
But
Smart.
is that to clear space in the freezer or?
He's trying to.
Third finger, that's the third finger. The lubricant, the
The Coke.
free Diet Coke, the chicken soup. Yeah, the homemade chicken soup. Very nice chicken soup. What can I say? Like that's on my third finger. I can just hint it at something and it just gets out. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with that.
All right. Maggie?
Watermelon juice.
Ooh.
Fancy.
That's
Very
what I said.
LA.
Welcome
It's fancy.
to LA.
Can't always get it, so I may as well have it on hand.
Healthy.
Is that everyone
I think
done?
it's called citrulline, which is very good for anti-aging. So I thought it was watermelon juice.
What's your middle finger?
Very hydrating.
My middle finger, I like vodka.
Is that to go with
Doesn't that have anti-aging properties as well?
Is that to go with the Modelo?
Well, that's beer.
It's a chaser.
Yeah. All right.
No, yeah. I had a martini for the first round, and I'm having a beer. So yeah.
Okay. I don't know what this finger's called. I was just trying to remember. So
Ring finger.
Ring finger.
Ring finger.
ring finger. Okay. Ring finger. So Maggie.
That's a good question. I'll say I'm fond of a beverage called a grapefruit spindrift. I don't know if you've all had spindrift, but I'm fond of it. I'm gonna say grapefruit Spindrift, which is very hard to get past.
Spindrift gang.
I'm into
That's
it.
white people shit for you.
That's
Yeah.
I would like to try it.
That is like,
Very good.
any whiter, the fucking Heritage Foundation would endorse it.
Okay.
You can't always find the grapefruit Spindrift, but sometimes it's at the market.
What
I
is it?
got you.
They're right on the
We'll
market.
exchange
I'm
info.
gonna go get it. I'm gonna show it to you.
Okay, bring it.
That's the Corona
Wait
talking.
1 second.
My ring finger is coffee. I drink coffee every single day.
Yeah, I was going to say no one's gone coffee yet. Matt?
Yeah.
Soft serve ice cream. Does that count as a liquid or not?
Which
If it's a
one?
milkshake.
What?
Soft serve ice cream, like Mr. Whippy ice cream.
Oh,
No.
Mr. Whippy, I can imagine coming out of a finger.
Oh, Maggie, there you go.
I think it could.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that, yeah.
It's like ice balls. Okay, they're kind of like a claw over here. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
look at these two.
What did you hoard before the apocalypse?
Just
No,
Spindrift.
I did an event at New York Food and Wine, and they were a sponsor, and they sent your boy a year's supply of Spindrift. And I was like, I'm never gonna drink all this because I'm a white male, and I have an inordinate amount of Spindrift. So come through when this is over. I will disinfect this, and it's
Okay, coming for you.
on a girl.
Coming for your Spindrift.
I mean, this is...
If I can't have ice cream, then I'll have Bailey's.
All right, Bailey's. Bailey's is nice. I also just want everyone at home to know this is not a Spindrift advertisement. There are other extremely average drinks available. If you'd like to have them, they're available in stores soon, probably when everyone stops freaking out. Dee, did we? Oh yeah, did you do like whiskey or what? I don't know what you're gonna go with next.
My ring finger was coffee. I drink coffee.
Oh yeah, you said coffee. Yeah. And then you guys were both Spindrift.
No.
Okay.
No,
He just wanted
where'd you
to.
go, Oobah? No, just wild for it. Where'd you go, man?
Oh
I
my,
know almond milk.
Oh, almond milk.
not bad.
I was gonna now I've been inspired. I would love to maybe do like scalding hot, like an almond milk and coffee mixture.
Wow.
Oh.
Have we lost everybody?
No,
No?
I'm
No,
still good.
so it's a cappuccino maker?
This is like
It's
a
like a
combo,
cappuccino.
like coffee and almond milk.
Got
Well,
it.
just like super hot coffee with almond milk, because I feel like I could use it to defend myself. If it were like super duper hot, but I also could drink it that way. Scalding hot coffee is fine. I'll be complicated. Scalding hot coffee as both.
No, say it with the chest. Like with the almond milk. We got you, boy.
Thank you, but I don't know how effective it is as a defense mechanism. So I think maybe just super hot coffee, and then now you inspire me. I have to have some spirit coming out of the pinky.
Okay.
Okay, so Clara, ring finger. Have we
He's
lost
gone.
Clara?
Okay.
All right, it's not going to stand up. So the ring finger.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with shampoo, I think.
Shampoo, good.
Oh, shampoo.
There's a lot of Sparen going here. Die deutsche Leben zu sparen.
What?
Die deutsche Leben zu sparen.
Yeah, die Deutsche. Hey, that's pretty good.
What is it? The German heart? What?
The German they love to like save on shit to economize.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sparen. Yeah.
I just need to make sure when blonde people start speaking German around me as a Jew. I just, I need to just check times. What's up? Okay.
Yeah.
Jews like to save stuff too, like themselves.
Just want to know what's being said. So we're all good on the ring finger. All right, last one,
Yeah.
pinky, the naughtiest finger. Let's quickly go through it. D, one word.
Celery juice.
2 words, but that's good. Adam, one
Celery.
word. Adam,
Who'd you got?
Come back to me.
Pinky. Oh, okay, right. Maggie, Pinky.
I had another thought, but everyone's been so flippin' practical about things they're going to run out of. I think I'll just say olive oil.
Okay, great. Yeah,
A
fine.
good one.
Yeah.
What's the other thing though?
Well, I don't know. It would have been another drink, but I think I need something that has multi-use because I feel a little left out. I have no hand sanitizer, no lubricant, no shampoo. I need olive
But
oil.
olive oil's both.
That's right. It's multi-use for cooking, for your skin, for your everything.
Sucio boy.
Matt,
Sucio boy.
Pinky.
Molten brown black pepper shower gel.
Wait, what? Molten brown shower gel. Okay.
Yeah,
Black pepper shower gel.
the black pepper recharge shower gel. Yeah.
Nice.
He's out here smelling like a seasoning cabinet. I love it.
And
Have to
Clara,
watch the lubricant or something.
got to clean up with
I'll
something. Clara,
I'll do.
what are you saying?
I'll go with honey, I think, if that counts.
Honey. Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
So wholesome. So
I think
lovely.
honey is more of a gel-like substance. But we'll let
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we've
I'm
got
gonna
one
say,
more left. We've got Adam left.
Junmai Degenjo sake, like really pure, clean sake.
Oh, yeah. Sake is one of those things which is either sake is either like terrible, isn't it, or if you go to the right place, amazing.
true.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wants to be the last to leave a party. But I might have to be the first to leave the party.
Okay.
I've got a very early start in the morning.
What do you have an early, what, like this for the lock clock?
No, I've got working phone calls very early.
Oh.
So I might have to bid you all good night.
So should
I
we?
mean, we are quarantined. We don't really have many things to do.
No, I actually do. But if it was up to me, I'd sleep until 11:30, but I don't have that option tomorrow.
Matt, how
What
about-
time is it? What time is it where you are, Matt?
It's just coming up to 10:20 in the evening.
And we've as dinner parties do, we've kind of gone over time. Can I ask you one last question, Matt?
Yes.
Is there anything that you're holding on to now that the apocalypse is coming that you'd like to get off your chest?
Well, having soiled my pants in Disneyland, I've got that off my chest. I'd like to get off my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, and you won't appreciate this, Adam. I really, really, really don't like cheese, and
No.
I'd rather, even if I haven't got food, I think I would rather have no food than have cheese.
That's respectable.
Yeah, I really don't like it. I don't like the taste or the smell. So I'm getting that off my chest.
Are you ready to get cancelled for this tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't care.
Reckless. This will be in the Daily Mail on the.
I can't eat it. It makes me feel very, very, very ill. So
I'm with you.
yeah, but if you're the same with cheese. You don't like it.
Oh, I think I liked it for many years, but I can't eat it anymore. So now cheese is not my friend, and
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
Can we
I have
have
like an intolerance to it.
Can we
It
have
makes me
somebody
sick.
to
So
stick?
I would just eat white chocolate instead. Is that allowed?
That's
Good
great,
choice.
Matt.
Yeah.
Before you,
It's been
Go on.
absolutely an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming over to my house for dinner.
Thank you. It was lovely to come. Lovely to meet everybody. I'm sorry to be the first to leave.
love
I've
you.
got a long journey home. I've got a long drive home. So from me. Lots of love to all of you.
You're the best.
You're
Okay.
the best. Keep in touch.
I would
Yeah,
love to.
good to see you,
Lots
Matt.
of love.
Cheers.
Bye, man.
Cheers for sharing
bless.
your story
Matt.
about shitting yourself. And
Bye-bye.
there were 5, so one question left per. I mean, I have taken more time of yours than I said, and it is very late over there in Germany, isn't it? So, and you got coronavirus, so I should not be keeping you up.
Yeah.
Imagine if I inadvertently yeah. All right. How about let's go for out of 10. How upset are you by the idea of using a public toilet? That's Clara.
Now,
All right. So actually,
Just in general, not Corona influenced.
oh yeah. From 1 to 10, right?
Yeah. How upset
2.
are you?
Yes.
Oh, you're totally good with it.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, me neither. In my early 20s, I was very into raves and EDM music. So there were porta potties and the world. So I'm
Okay,
not
good.
that about it either.
And I want to ask you, Dee, how not how upset you? Yeah. What about how would you describe hip hop music to your mother?
This is if my mother didn't know what hip hop music was.
Yeah. Or your grandmother then?
No, yeah, okay. Yeah, because my mom knows, but one of my mom's favorite songs is "Beautiful" by Snoop Dogg and Pharrell. So you know, but my grandmother, I guess it would just be like. My grandmother was a very cool woman. I'm gonna say my great grandmother because I knew her and she was not as cool. I would say it's just poetry on a beat. And sometimes David goes, women.
That's very, that's lovely. That is actually, that was nice. Thank you. Adam.
sorry. That was good.
Why
The little bit of like sofrito you threw it at the end there. You're like, and sometimes they get mad chauvinistic. Sometimes that poetry is tempered by misogyny. No me diga. All right, I'm sorry. You're saying
No, I was just going to say, if you could pick a superhero to enter this dimension and save us all right now, who are you picking and why?
the Silver Surfer, because he has the power cosmic and he has the ability to like affect things on like a molecular level.
Right.
So he could just, him and Galactus, because he is the herald for Galactus. I didn't date much in high school. He could take care of both people that have it and are still thriving, like our lovely dinner companion, and also protect people like my beautiful mom who's in her 70s and afraid to leave her spot. So I feel the Silver Surfer will not only like straight fuck up the Rona, but I also think could potentially soften the hearts of a lot of the people who are in charge of helping those most at risk right now, financially and resource-wise.
Go get it, Adam.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Did you see Congress just jammed again on the plan on partisan lines? They're playing partisan politics right now in America. And in New York City, where D&D accounts for 1/3 of the cases in the entire United States right now.
That's fucking crazy.
It's very scary.
Sorry, I don't mean to be Debbie Downer.
No, of course.
No,
No,
not even
no.
it's just facts.
Me and Rainbow Dash would kick it. Me and My Little Pony.
Maggie,
Rainbow Dash.
Yes, Oobah.
I wanted to ask you, how long can you hold your breath?
How long can I hold my breath? I have no idea. Do we want to find out? If I can't hold it past 10 seconds, I think I've got corona. So should we try? Are you going to time me?
Yeah, I'm gonna time you for 10 seconds, alright? Which is
Okay.
one
Sure, I can
happy
hold it for longer
birthday
than
I've
that.
been
Are you
told
ready?
by our fucking idiot Prime Minister. So, alright, go on. You ready? 3, 2...
Yeah, you got to count to count 3.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. No, you have to hold your breath.
Wait, oh, I'm holding my breath. That's how you can tell.
But birthday, happy birthday is 10 seconds.
Happy birthday to somebody.
Sippy.
Otra vez, por favor. Otra vez.
Alright, are we going
Count
again?
me off again.
Ooh, I see you. I see you with this so Maggie.
Somebody count to 3.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maggie. Happy birthday to you.
That's a voiceover artist right there.
There
dog.
you go. Oh, she
Legendary
you carry
voice
on.
talent.
I guess I can hold it for a little while. That's good. So far, that's good.
Okay, guys. I feel like we've gone on for 25 minutes longer than I asked you guys to come over for. I mean, if there's is there any parting kind of words you'd like to say for people watching in this moment of fuckery, just to send them off into the night or into the day in Los Angeles or in the evening and whatever?
I think for all the Friends fans watching, I just want to say, oh my God, people, stay the fuck inside.
So good. I can't believe that. I was saying yesterday that I thought it would be, if you'd told my like childhood self who used to watch like 5 Friends episodes a day every day, that I would have been like him having Janice over for dinner, that he would have thought that the coronavirus epidemic was way more likely than that. So you know, I just want to say thank you so much, Maggie.
I'm so happy to meet all of you, and Oobah knows this, but I'm a huge fan of The Shed. I saw it obviously long before we've met at this particular moment. So when he wrote me, I said, "Wait a minute, this is the guy who made that incredible film." So anyway, it's been so much fun to meet all of you and to spend the evening with you.
Oh, it's been
Love you.
lovely.
The best.
Adam, any parting words? I'm gonna have to I've got so many people watching who, you know, kind of grew up at their university, literally just having you entertain them throughout the day. It's like, come on, you got to give these guys some parting words.
I'm here because people believed in me, you know, and my family believed in me to support a dream. You know, I come from a lot of the doctors and lawyers, and I chose to do this weird thing. And this should be a time that everyone can really develop that bliss, like that moment. Like, I know things are going to be mad rough financially for a lot of people, and you know, I do what I can charity-wise. But let this time at least be a chance for you to dive into yourself and give yourself that language you wanted to learn, that course you wanted to take, that novel you wanted to write. Because I saw, I was one of the hundreds of thousands of people watching Dee Nasty on Instagram's been doing these unbelievable DJ sets. I highly recommend it. If you really are in like a dark place with this Corona stuff, Dee Nasty on Instagram, he's been doing these epic DJ sets. Questlove did one last night. But Black Thought from The Roots wrote something. He just wrote, "We all we got. We all we got right now." Well, there's no vaccine. I'm not trying to be fatalistic. There's no vaccine. There's not enough tests in America. Thank God we have young people like our beautiful dinner companion that's getting over it. But honestly, we're all we got. So love yourself, believe in yourself, and use this time to better yourself. I'm doing it as best I can. I shaved. That was a bad idea. I'm mad sorry. I look like Fred Savage on a bender. It's not a good look. People are like, wow, fuck. Adam Richman looks okay, but Jay Leno looks terrible. But yeah, you know, I'm trying to change the dad bod to a rad bod while I'll be down. So I'm going to come through, and next time we do this, I'm doing this shit shirtless.
Adam, just quickly, sorry, just while I've got, are you still a vegan?
No. I did it for 4.5 months when I was training for Soccer Aid. As you know, I'm a big football fan.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to play at Manchester Stadium. So for 4.5 months, I trained with a professional soccer coach. I went vegan to cut weight. Although the dumplings I had tonight were 100% vegan. And I think that's also true. Like, I fell victim to a little bit of comfort food, bullshit eating. But please stay healthy, because your immune system is what those veggies, those macronutrients are what you need. And I I'm not as young and as vibrant as our companion from Deutschland, so I'm trying to do the best I can to fight on every level.
I also recommend these, the things that I've been eating all evening. These are bat testicles. I got them on this.
You get some grapes with a chopstick, you weirdo?
I've got these bat testicles. They're from this lovely little open food market in Wuhan. I've been putting these back. This is what I'd recommend if you want to get over the coronavirus, or if you feel, just want to strengthen your immune system.
It's a little homeopathic inoculation. Very good.
No, thanks, Adam. I really appreciate that.
Hope your daughter's also safe, Maggie.
Thank you. She's here. I've got 2 daughters, one here and one in New York, but she kind of hightailed it out of the city a week ago, and so far everybody's good and healthy and happy, and I hope you all stay that way too.
Thank you.
Dee,
Thank
you. Any parting words?
I honestly, Adam, I'm going to piggyback off of Adam. I feel like this is the time to get a head start on whatever it is that you wanted to do. I think so many, including myself, so many people, myself especially, because I'm the biggest procrastinator, we always wish for more time to do what it is that we want to do. We want more time to write, to work in our craft. So I do think that if you really are passionate about something, this is the moment to just take this class to work on that. But also, I'm a Libra and I'm very indecisive. So if you want to do whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it too. Just like sleep.
I want to be quarantined with you. You may have fun.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little bit of both. I've been writing, sleeping. So do what you want to do. Take the moment to rest if it's something that you needed, and also take time for yourself. If you've been spreading yourself too thin amongst other people, which is something that I felt like I was doing in the past couple months. I do stand up, I do production work, I do hosting things. So
she's really,
I feel like
she's really amazing. She's really, really funny. You should catch her stand up set if you get a chance. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I just feel like obviously it's a terrible situation that we're going through for people's health, for people's families, for people's lives, people that are actually going through it in a much more severe situation. You look like you are. I feel like a lot of people are suffering, especially the situation in Italy is terrible. So I've never wished this to ever happen ever again. But this is a moment where we can actually literally be heroes by staying inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we should stay inside. And if you want to sleep, if you want to watch TV, if you want to work on that screenplay, then go ahead and take this time to do what it is that you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. So just as long as it's indoors and not exposing anybody to anything, I think really wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
fight the urge to hang out.
Yeah.
Other people want to hey, come on, let's come kick it and come through.
And
Don't do it.
Clara, I feel like you, as I said, with the mystery guest tonight, everyone is talking about coronavirus, and you're somebody who is tested positive for it, and you're doing okay. Fingers crossed that you'll be absolutely great soon. I just wanted to know if there was anything you wanted to say to any kind of young people who are watching who are anxious about it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I think for the young people, I really hope they can stay patient and show a bit more consideration. Sure, it's frustrating not being able to go outside. The weather in Germany is gonna be great in the next few weeks. So yeah, it's a little bit sad that you can enjoy it, but also, it's not the end of the world, right? You can save a lot of people. You can just enjoy some time for yourself, for your family. Just maybe you lay off of the whole partying stuff or whatever, and just take care of yourself for a bit for 2 weeks, and you will also be taking care of so many other. Yeah.
Guys,
that's it, I guess.
Thank you so much all for joining us. Raise our glasses one last time, and cheers to everyone for tuning in. This has been
Love you, Oobah.
An end of the world dinner party. I love you, Adam. Love you all, and cheers for joining us, and see you at the next apocalypse.
Thank you.
Be safe, everybody.
Great chatting with you.
Cheers,
See you
guys.
inside, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Cheers, Maggie. Thank you so much.
That was so much fun. You're so awesome.
No, you're amazing. I can't believe that. Yeah, it was amazing. I'd love to hang
I
out
hope.
if things don't if things don't go to complete shit. Yeah, well, we should do that
Yeah,
next time in
absolutely.
LA.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope this is a big success and you get to keep doing these because I think they're great.
Thank you. Right. Cheers. Bye. Oh, that's bleak. I hope people aren't still watching.